Hey there, fancy friends, it's Oliver, and in today's small sword video we have plenty of topics beside our last tocco variation. The tocco is an attack on the blade in Paolo de Scalzi's fencing method. It clears the line of attack for your thrust. And today we will do the last variation on the tocco, combining it with a controcavazione. We will also have a look at the legazione as well as the ceding parry in the second part of the exercise. Today's new technique because it's an old friend, is the controcavazione. And as in the last three exercises, we start with the tocco. So he gives the tocco, the finta diretta. I parry. He does a cavazione as a feint, so a finta di cavazione. But now I do not parry this line, but with a parata di contro, so a circle parry. And he does his controcavazione and hits my chest. So this is, not his choice. He wants to feint me with a finta di cavazione. But at the end, I am the one who tell him if he has to use a cavazione to get back or a controcavazione to get back from the other direction. So let's see this again. So one, finta diretta, I coming here. He feints. If I came just with a parry in opposition, he would got a cavazione back in line and thrust my chest. But if I choose to do here a parata di circolazione, he has to do his cavazione in the other direction to get in the line he wants to hit. So he has to react on my parry, and this is the fun part. It's the hard part. But in fact, this is the technique you have to know. And it's part of a bunch of techniques, the cavazione, the finta, and the controcavazione. So we already had tocco, feint, finta diretta. That's always the starting position. And then I come back for the parry. He does his cavazione as a cavazione and hits. His second variation would be one, finta, I'm coming back, and he hits. And the last variation would be one, two, parata di circolazione, controcavazione, and hits. So these are the three variations which are more complex. In fact, there's of course the simplest method. So tocco, no finta diretta, but just hit. But these four are four techniques: the straight attack, cavazione, finta, and controcavazione, which will come with us the whole lesson book, because it's worth repeating. Last but not least, the other bind. So from the outside bind, it's the same. You are not new to this. So I threaten through the outside, I come back, parata di circolazione, controcavazione, and straight thrust. Repeat it over and over and over again. We did it already in lesson 4, 5, and 6. The cavazione, the finta, and the controcavazione, just without the tocco. As usual, we do the first part as an exercise for its own before we went to the second part by parrying it as a master and reposting, which is the contraria or counter, but I do not translate the word in our German classes either. And because lessons should not close with a hit of the master, but with success of the student, we teach success, not failure. The student parries and reposes in the contraria, the counter of the counter. The second part of the exercises are regularly filled with repetitions, as it is now, because now it's the legazione from the master, which is answered by the parata di seduta or ceding parry from the student. And this is actually the same combination as in lesson 6, where we first met the controcavazione and the seduta in the second part of the exercise. So I threaten, 1, 2, 3, I parry. And then I do my legazione when he's standing up and he ceding and thrust to the chest. From the other side, then I will give a little bit more explanations. Parry and yeah. So the important part is if he does his thrust, just here. The master parries, and then I give him a transition from the high line to the low line on the opposite side. So this is my inside high line, and I want him to be on the low line outside, so my outside. And then he cedes this motion of my hard bind and goes around with his hilt up again in the bind and thrusts again my chest. Yeah, so once again, you could have a look, just threaten me here. 1, and I go here around, and that's slowly, it's harder to do slowly for him. So other side, let's do it from the beginning. So threaten, 1, 2, 3, parry. Okay, this was the same side. Okay, I have to bind the inside. 2, 3. So from here, I have to go from terza in mezzo cerchio, and he has to go into, no, just in terza, yeah, and threaten my chest. But he did it good, he did it really big, just for you to see it. It's actually, he is here, and it's just a small turn, more or less, from the wrist with a little support of the arm, but he is overacting just for the camera that you see the motion. Yeah, there is not much pressure then. It's for me actually just asking myself, who I get on the other side of his blade. Yeah? And then I had to parry, but in this case, I got the hit. If you want to have a closer look, just watch the first video we met them. I will link this somewhere here, I guess. And if you are there, like and subscribe. These were the last of the tocco related lessons. As a first teaser, you can looking forward to the intreggio. So see ya in the next video.